Russia's supply of natural gas to EU nations through Ukraine ceased after the expiration of a 5-year agreement, ending a decades-long arrangement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky declared that Ukraine would no longer allow Russia to profit from our suffering. Meanwhile, Poland hailed the development as another victory over Moscow. The European Commission assured that the EU was prepared for the change, with most member states positioned to manage the shift. However, non-EU Moldova is already grappling with energy shortages as a result. While the immediate impact on EU energy supplies is minimal, the geopolitical and symbolic implications are significant. Russia has lost a vital market, but President Vladimir Putin insisted that EU countries would bear the horrible results of this decision. The EU has dramatically reduced its reliance on Russian gas since Moscow's 2022 full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russian gas continued less than 10% of EU imports in 2023 compared to 40% in 2021. Despite this, some nations like Slovakia and Austria continued to import significant quantities. Austria's energy regulator stated that the country had diversified its sources and built reserves, ensuring stability. However, Slovakia, now the main entry point for Russian gas into the EU, faces challenges. The nation earned transit fees by facilitating gas flows to Austria, Hungary and Italy, but now will incur higher costs for alternative routes. Slovakia's energy regulator warned of rising gas prices for consumers in 2025, while Prime Minister Robert Fico predicted drastic consequences for the entire EU. Fico's recent visit to Moscow and threats to halt electricity exports to Ukraine sparked tensions, with Zelensky accusing him of aiding Russia's war efforts. The EU has increasingly turned to liquefied natural gas from Qatar and the US, as well as piped gas from Norway, to replace Russian supplies. In December, the European Commission unveiled plans to entirely phase out gas transiting through Ukraine. This shift underscores the EU's commitment to reducing its dependency on Russian energy while navigating the geopolitical complexities of the post-invasion landscape.
Nobody, I repeat, nobody is pushing Slovakia away from the living space that is the European community. But we must see that selfish national interests of the big ones and meaningless geopolitical goals are beginning to dominate this community. And on the other hand, ignoring the needs of smaller ones. In world politics, it absolutely applies that it does not matter whether elephants love or fight. The grass always suffers. I do not want Slovakia to be such grass, as we see these days when the transit of gas through Ukraine is stopped, which will have drastic impacts on all of us in the European Union, but not on the Russian Federation.
So Ukraine is following selfish national interests of not letting Russia kill it with missiles and artillery. And of course, the business must go as usual. Imagine this: there's an open war between country A and country B. And country B is selling gas to countries beyond this conflict, with only available road going through country A, which is the target of the aggression. So should the country A continue gas transit? Surely not, it's pure logic, but still there are speculations around it, like it is Ukraine's guilt that Russia attacked it, and it's Ukraine's fault not to continue the transit of Russian gas into Europe, which has flown freely for decades. So we shall see what happens now.